How did household react? So answer cannot be, I found the new slope, the line looks like that. That is only the diagram or the maths. Okay, answer definitely must include analysis, it means behavior. Okay, right? So make sure you try out at least one of them. So discussing your B1, right, is actually much easier. Okay, right, so I'll give you the answer that, and then pick the method that you are more competent. Okay, so I will actually choose to do maths with analysis. Right, because it is actually much easier. So if you have the discussion of investment function, okay, so let's call this exercise 1, E1 is positive. So I will still write out all the functions, alright? I will know my consumption function, C0 plus C1, Y minus T bar. It means I assume T1 is 0. Now, if your T bar is 0, it's fine, okay? As long as you state so, it's fine. But remember, you can never assume C1 0. If you have C1 0, you got nothing to say already. Okay? Investment function is I bar plus B1Y because you assume B2 is 0. Okay, government's function, you can have G bar, you assume G1 and G2, 0. So you can see this topic, okay, the answers that we provide in the exam is purely mathematical. Very little analysis, very little writing in words and sentences. But you must play your part to memorize your CI and G yourself. Okay? And for the case of G, just assume G1, G2, 0. But of course, if you are adventurous on your own, you can try. But in the exam, don't waste your time. Okay? Because you have more difficult topics to come. So in this case, we know, alright, we need to find our AE, C plus I plus G. Same thing, we add everything together, and we will always add the constant, which is C0 minus C1 T bar plus I bar plus G bar. Alright, then if you look at your income, C1Y, B1Y. So that tells you your AE now has a C1 plus B1Y. Okay, so clearly you could see, right, B2 or B1 therefore has no effect, okay, on the vertical intercept. Okay, but B1 therefore affect slope of AE. So the question asks, how does it affect the AE? Alright, so although we are asking you about the curve, then you have to know the curve has intercept and slope. So the vertical intercept does not contain B1 at all. So no effect on vertical intercept, but affect the slope. Alright, then you compare C1 plus B1 versus C1. So clearly, this is larger. So you know your AE, alright, is now actually steeper. Okay, now look at this answer. It may look long to you, but to the examiner, you are just regurgitating CIG, you're doing your maths, and then you get the answer. Up to now, there is no analysis. You didn't talk about anybody in the country at all. You merely say the equation says there is a B1 in the slope, and it makes the line steeper. Alright, so a good exam answer must always have analysis. What is the meaning of AE is steeper? Two ways to show it. Slope of AE is change in AE over change in income, right? So AE steeper means, alright, given the same change in income, change in AE is larger. Alright, okay, that is initially if B1 used to be 0. Alright, okay, income goes up, C1Y goes up. This is what you did before the lecture with me, right? I asked you to pick up 2 points on the AE curve. So you explain. You must trigger a change, or else nothing is analyzed. So initially, if B1 is 0, okay, income increase, household will spend. This is household behavior. That's why consumption and AE increase. But now if B1 is positive, right, income increase, but you have two components. Previously, consumption goes up, but now, this is the critical aspect, right? You also have investment goes up. So this is household behavior, this is firms. You see, although I'm writing an equation, but I'm explaining behavior. I'm actually talking about, right, the firms in the country. They will be attracted to buy capital goods. Investment goes up. Therefore, AE increase larger. Right? You could see they tally each other. So maths and analysis. So when we say analysis, we don't need you to tell grandmother's story, right? It's simply just talking about the reaction of any of the parties in the country. So in this case, household spend, C11. Firm spend, B11. So there is greater spending, meaning to say the AE is steeper. Okay, alright, so most of you are very competent in maths. I'm sure a lot of you got this. But your analysis tends to go missing. This is analysis. So you must check. That's why I mentioned for this topic, you cannot just read through and say, oh, the line looks like that. Okay, the equation looks correct. Then ask yourself, can you explain how did people react? That is the key thing. Now, imagine in the exam, okay, you didn't do maths. You only wrote this. Do you know you get more marks on this compared if you only stop here? If you stop here, you get 1 mark. But if you write this thing alone, you get 2 marks. So it's never about length. It's always about skills. Yeah, you show skills through analysis. You don't show a lot of skills through maths. Maths can be memorized. Behavior you must understand. Alright, so you could see every lecture, every tutorial I keep telling you, you must know what the examiner expects from you. He wants to see that you are an economics student. You are not a maths student. You don't do maths, you will fail. You don't do analysis, you will fail that. Okay, so this is one method. Another method, okay, just to show you, graphical. It's actually more tedious. Okay, graphical, really triangle. Okay, so in lecture I will show you both. Go back and try. Okay, master both if you can. Because you never know during the exam when they change the question, your technique allows you to deal with complicated questions. So if I were to do diagram, it will look like this. I have my initial AE naught when B1 was 0, so my intercept was A bar.